planting trees at the National Youth Service, and in the process of planting trees, apparently my shoes got really muddy. I hadn't even noticed it. To just come together and chart a way forward for the creative industry.
Yes, yes.
And the creative space we are talking about, the whole art space, music, fine art or visual art. You're talking about theater, fashion, film, all that constitutes what now falls under the Department of Art at the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts.
Yeah.
And it is a space which has really not received very good attention from government in the past.
Okay.
So you hear issues of musicians who put their productions out there, but they don't receive any royalties. Okay. They don't receive any money. We are listening to their music on Skiza, ringback tones. We are watching their music on TV, on radio. When you get into a matatu, their music is playing, but they don't see any money.
Yeah.
And so today was an opportunity for us to discuss how can we fix that? How can we get pesa mfukoni to artists?
Yeah.
You have fine artists, or what you call visual artists, who do amazing work, but they're really not getting money out of it.
Yeah.
People who want to get into the film industry. So today, I convened the stakeholders in this sector for us to start a journey that can turn the creatives into a mega industry, an industry that can provide employment for our young people and also be a big contributor to GDP, to contribute to our economic growth.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we have agreed on a number of key things. We want to create a digital space, and I'm glad that you guys operate within the digital space. We want to create digital space. We are launching a portal called the Talanta Hela portal, which is going to be a platform where you can bring your creativity, record whatever you want to record, put it up there. We'll have people who will assess it. If you have talent, we'll give you an opportunity to grow your talent through the Kenya Academy of Sports and Art. We want to market your art so that we can turn you into a megastar. Okay. We also want to increase revenues to artists through different ways. One of those ways, for instance, is to ask government to be a big buyer of people who do fine art.
Okay.
We want to do film, Kenyan film, big time. We want to increase local content in our local media so that Kenyans can watch and listen to more Kenyan content, to more African content. So we have a lot of good things which we have agreed on, and it's a journey which is exciting for me because it gives us an opportunity to turn the creative space into a mega industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a little bit, Waziri, about sports. Last week we saw you went to Qatar to meet with the president of FIFA. Maybe can you tell us what you agreed about?
I'm very happy today because the ban that has been weighing heavy on Kenya for the last 1 year has been lifted. Okay. I went to Doha last week to meet the president of FIFA, Mr. Gianni Infantino. Okay. And he hosted me there together with his Secretary General and the whole leadership of FIFA and the leadership of CAF, led by the president of CAF, Patrice Motsepe. Okay. And we had a good conversation. We agreed on ways to take Kenyan football forward. Okay. Kenyan football is at its lowest ever. And we need to do so much to get our football back roaring. I met our elite striker, Michael Lunga. And Mike would love to be part of this new beginning for Kenyan football. So it was important that we have the ban lifted so that we can now start a new beginning. So I'm excited. It's a new dawn. There's a new sheriff in town, new dawn for football, ban lifted. So let's get cracking.
The issue of cartels. Cartels have been taking money from artists and from the creative industries. How do you plan to deal with cartels that are probably unseen faces?
That is one of the reasons why we gathered here.
Okay.
I mean, it is so shameful, it is so painful that musicians work so hard to create, to put their creativity out there, and we enjoy their creativity. Yet there are some crooks out there, some cartels that steal their money, that live big on the money that belongs to artists. We have given them notice that we are going to scatter them to the four winds. If you're playing around with money belonging to artists, belonging to musicians, Your days are so numbered.
Okay.
Your days are so numbered. We are putting in place a framework where artists can earn big. If it is Skiza, we are already talking with Safaricom, and Safaricom was here today in this summit.
Nice.
If it is Skiza, we want the Skiza money to just go straight from Safaricom, straight to musicians, with no middle people.
Okay.
Because these middle cartels are what is causing pain to our musicians and our artists generally.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Cliff from Plug TV. Recently, we saw one of the rugby players, William Buck, complaining about the payment. They have not been paid for the past 3 months. Kindly address that issue.
It is very painful. It's very painful. Today I did many things. Today I did art here.
Yeah.
I did rugby. I did football. I did athletics.
Okay.
One of the things I did today was to hold a meeting with the leadership of the Kenya Rugby Union, the federation that is responsible for rugby. I literally read the riot act to them. I've told them in no uncertain term that they have to style up. They have responsibility for rugby. They have to style up.
Okay.
They can't be living large, throwing around money that is meant for players and letting players go hungry. I have told them in no uncertain term that they have to style up or ship out. You can't send players to Dubai. You've not paid them salaries for 3 months. You've not given them any allowances. They have left hungry families. They are hungry themselves. So we have agreed on a roadmap also on how to clean up the rugby space. We are going to get more sponsorship into rugby. But I've asked the Kenya Rugby Union to clean their house and become more accountable, more transparent in the way they utilize the resources that we give them. I have also directed that all these players' allowances be paid immediately. But I've said these allowances are not going to go to the union. We will pay them direct to the players' accounts themselves so that nobody will have a chance to mess up with this money that is meant for players.
Okay.
And in future, I've asked all sports people, please bring your requests to us in good time. We don't want to run sports through crisis management. If we had known about these issues in good time, it would never have got this far. But Peter Sindwele, we are here to make it clear to our players that we'll definitely take better care of you.
And Waziri, tukimalizia, there's a time back, there was a clip which trended, and we as online media will wish if you can address about your shoes. How did it happen until the NYS akasafisha kiatu? How did it happen, Waziri? Tafadhali.
You guys in the media love building mountains out of nothing. Okay. It was nothing. Okay. We were planting trees at the National Youth Service, and in the process of planting trees, apparently my shoes got really muddy. I hadn't even noticed it. So this young officer walks to me and tells me, "Excuse me, I think your shoes are too muddy." I look down and I find that my shoes were actually muddy. But I tell him, forget about it, it's nothing. I don't think it's anything. I'll get to the office and we'll clean the shoes. He said, no, I can't let my boss go around in dirty shoes. And his superior said, please don't say no to the young man. Okay. Don't say no, because part of our training is to discipline them to offer service. Okay? So I allowed the young man to clean my shoes. It was really something spontaneous. It was not really planned. But of course, I give credit to you media guys. You can really build Mount Kenya out of nothing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
But the young man is my big friend.
Okay.
We have drafted him into our team. He has since been promoted to a corporal by the National Youth Service. Okay. Next time you come to my office, he'll be welcoming you as part of our security team.
Thank you so much.
So all well,
okay,
all good.
Asante sana. Thank you.